Pierluigi Paganini, who is the Chief Technology Officer at Cybaze and is a member of the European Union Agency for Network and Information Security. And he joins us from Rome. Fantastic to have you on the show. Now, a lot of people may be worried about such apps. What would your message be to them?
Well, the tech giants have joined forces to develop a contact tracing tool to face coronavirus pandemic. The core project is a built-in system lever platform that uses Bluetooth low-energy beacons to implement a contact tracing technology. But let's see in detail how it works. When an individual comes in close contact with another one for a specific period of time, let's say 10 minutes, their mobile device will start to exchange anonymous identifier beacons, and the identifier rotated 15 minutes and does not include any personal identifiable information. When an individual gets infected, he can enter the test results in an application from a public authorities that has to integrate the Google Apple API. And at this point, the infected person has to give the consent to upload the last 14 days of his broadcast beacon to the system. Any other person who has been in close contact with the infected individual will be alerted. This is possible by analyzing the beacon on the device that match the broadcast beacons of everyone has tested positive to the coronavirus, and he will receive the information. So basically, from a technological perspective, the Google and Apple app project could be very effective and very rapid in tracking individuals to determine the coronavirus outbreak. The main problem, in my opinion, is that people have to trust the contact tracing application, and this is not obvious in some countries.
Okay, how do you build that trust? Because it's such a fine balancing act between, this could be very, very useful, but also could infringe on personal freedoms.
You must be able to try to explain to the people that the application doesn't use any personal information and could not be used by Apple and Google to track individuals. The real problem is that we are facing with a medical surveillance application. So this means that the healthcare agency in every country will manage the information of the people. So the problem is in some countries where there is a strict surveillance in place, we cannot underestimate the risk of surveillance and the risk that this kind of application could be used once the coronavirus emergency was passed in other ways.
So just to be very clear, that there is a risk to our personal data, our personal freedoms.
There is. We cannot underestimate this risk. There is a risk.
Okay, and we've seen some apps being trialed in South Korea. How are those working?
They basically work in similar way to the project that was developed by Google and Apple. The difference between these apps is the technologies, and because, as I told you before, Google and Apple are developing only API that will use anonymous beacons as identifiers. While other apps that have been used in other countries, let's say Israel, Singapore, and China, will use a different technology. For example, they track individuals using mobile application and geolocation. So it's quite different, the technology. What I can tell you is that Google Apple project is more secure respect to the other ones.
More secure. Okay.
Yeah,
Pierluigi Paganini, appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming on the News Hour.